I didn't really talk about it much at the beginning, but the concept of the podcast is related to the this tweet by Mr. at Afraid of Was. One of the best tweets I've ever seen. I think it has like 10,000 likes. Probably one of my favorite ever tweets, though. They're on the screen, but it's guy who has only seen the Boss Baby watching his second movie, getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this. So like clearly like the whole idea of you haven't experienced anything in this genre. So when you watch something and then you watch something else, like you're gonna like compare them and think they're similar, even if they're like the most not similar at all thing. But basically,
It's
I haven't seen any movies. And to express this, we're gonna go through the top 100 IMDb movies really quick, and
and
for
I'm a movie expert.
yeah, you have a degree in being a movie expert,
I do have a
as
bachelor's
is
in
established.
fine arts and film, specifically in cinematography. Eric, what is cinematography?
I don't know.
Just oh, gotcha. Basically, it's how you use the camera and lights in films.
Okay,
To simplify that,
wow,
but yes,
movie. Um, so we're gonna go through probably not 250, but probably the top 100, and just to sort of explain how many movies I haven't actually seen.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how little you guys sold out for and what it feels like to have no soul and a black heart. And when will Ellen be guesting on your very gay show?
I can't believe it. They hate the show.
Yeah, and they think you're gay.
We have to do something.
So, out of the top 250 IMDb movies, Lane, how many movies do you think that I've seen? What is the number?
my number is 13.
Okay, I actually have more than that. I have 22 movies.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I felt like I lowballed 13 a little bit, but
Well,
I didn't want to overshoot
you're
it.
kind of right and you're kind of wrong because if I were to remove all the animated films from that, I would have there's like 9 animated movies that I've seen on here, so it's like 13 live action
Okay,
movies.
okay.
Um, were there any ones that like you were like unsure of that you thought I might have seen or something that you want the answer to? But not Green Book though. That's a surprise.
Okay, okay. There was one that I just saw here that I'm like,
Here's my amazing tally work that I did.
did you ever watch Mad Max Fury Road?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought that was one that you watch.
No, I haven't seen that one. Um, yeah.
You never seen Blade Runner, right?
Not the original. No, I've seen the new one.
The new one, and I don't think the new one's on this list.
No, I don't think it was either. Which is
Uh,
fair because I watched that movie and I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in it. Um,
in Blade Runner 2049.
uh, yeah, I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in that movie. So I'm gonna go through a couple of the ones that I've seen that aren't on my top 25. No, number 14, Inception. I watched
Oh.
that in psych class. We watched that movie. I don't think I had seen it. I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen it before, but we watched it in that class. Let's see, going down
That's-
here.
Okay, that's really funny because I watched that movie for the first time last year.
Nice.
Um,
Spider-Man
and I
Across the Spider-Verse. That's not on either of my top 25 lists. I've seen that. Not really that surprising. You definitely knew that. We've talked about the first movie, so I've seen Wall-E.
I
That's-
feel like
that's a movie?
everybody-
Yeah, it's
I
one of
feel
those
like
movies that came
everybody-
on a lot when I was younger, and it's like, yeah, I've seen it a couple times because of that.
There's some movies that you're just scrolling away, and I'm just like, you never seen that.
No, so well, I mean, I'm not discussing any ones that are on my top 25 list.
Right.
I've seen Toy Story. I've seen.
Okay, this is tenseful because
I've
I'm
seen
like,
Toy Story 3.
this is tense because I'm like,
You
wait,
don't
some
know.
of
I've
these movies
seen.
can be on your top 25 list.
Yeah, I've seen Up. I watched that movie. I think I cried at the start. I don't remember. Haven't seen very many movies. I did see Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't think that's on either of my lists. It was okay. I mean, it's kind of like I remember watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans a little bit. I don't know if I ever watched any of them start to finish, so I wouldn't really count them. So like,
Oh wow.
I'm sure
Okay.
if I had seen those and the Andrew Garfield ones, they would have had a bit more of an impact on me. I have seen the Harry Potter movies, so luckily all 8 of those or whatever weren't on here, or else I would have had a lot more. Yeah. Let me just check my list really quick.
Don't forget your screen sharing, so I don't want to spoil it. Like,
Yeah.
while you check your list, do you want to guess the number of films that I've seen that are on that list?
48.
92.
Wow, 92. That is a lot.
And I want to say if I separate anime films and stuff, it would be 72, give or take.
Wow.
So
I've seen Monsters Inc. That's a movie that I've seen. Yeah, that's a cool movie. I like that movie.
yeah.
I've seen Ratatouille. I think I forgot to click that. So I'm gonna just add that. There we go. I've seen Ratatouille quite a few times. Again, not talking about movies that are on my top 25. 25. Yeah, that's it. That's all. So I talked about like I don't know, like 10 movies or something. So the movies that I picked out, they're not sorted by best to worst. They have a different sorting mechanism that we'll see if you can parse out throughout the course of it. We will see.
I'm making a very confused and scared face
Yeah,
right now. I'm like, what?
You should be scared. All right, the first movie is Annihilation. As you may remember, we watched this movie in the theater together. It was a pretty cool movie.
Spectacular.
Very good.
And
Didn't he come out with like some shit movie recently? Right, the director. Is that?
so he just released last year. He released Men.
Oh no, he was the guy who made Civil War. Okay, yeah. That's the thing
I just
heard
watched
about.
Civil War a couple weeks ago.
Was it good?
I personally liked it.
Okay,
I
yeah.
liked it.
Well, yeah. The biggest thing about that film was people were like complaining about like everything but the film. So
So a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I wanted it to be more leaning to the right, to the left, blah 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 blah." And I was watching it, and I went, I liked how it focused more on the war journalists of the movies.
yeah,
And that's what I wanted from the film.
yeah, that's cool. So yeah, this is a very good movie, very cool science fiction movie. I really like. There's a lot to like about this film. This is like the weirdest thing that I know about or remember about this film is like it's kind of like an undercover girl power movie because it's about like 5 ladies who go into the spooky zone
Yeah,
and
like a
horrible
mysterious-
things happen to them. But it is kind of like a girl boss film, you know. It's like girls get it done, but instead they don't get it done very well because it's a horror movie and bad things happen. Yeah, great film. I don't know what else to say about it. The bear thing is fucking cool.
the bear and Was there also an alligator, or was I just thinking it's no?
I think they're like combined together, maybe. I'm not sure.
It's we watched the movie when it first came out, and I haven't rewatched it. So, but
I also
that finale at the lighthouse still haunts me to this day.
Yeah, it's really something. Movie number 2, Jordan Peele, Us. Somehow I still haven't seen his other movies. I thought this movie was really cool, though. I feel like a lot of people kind of see this as... What was the movie that came out after this one?
Nope.
Nope, yeah. I feel like a lot of people see this as the weaker of the 3. I wouldn't know. I've only seen this one. Although
Okay.
I think Jordan Peele is a cool director, and I like some of the things that he does with this movie. The overall story is a bit wild, let's say. It goes into a direction that is almost so fantastical that it becomes silly, but I was kind of there for it. I thought this movie was neat. I liked the Hands Across America, like symbolism stuff. It's been so long.
I like the bit where the family's like, Siri, call the police, and it displays
and it plays
fuck
fuck the police. Yeah, that was a pretty good moment. Yeah, there's like a twist in the movie near the end that I thought was cool. I like that.
I'm happy that you say you really like this because I, as somebody who watched all of his films, I think Us is his best one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Despite a lot of people saying that his other ones, like, I have a lot of people say Nope is his best one, but I think that would be a conversation that we would have later down the road when you watch all the others.
Yeah.
That would be like a cool segment we can do later where we just talk about his 3 horror films.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So this is the film Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, did we see this movie together? Right. This is another one that we saw. We didn't. Okay, yep. we talked about it after. Couldn't really tell you that much about this movie. There's a twist at the end that is pretty phenomenal. David Cross plays like the white voice right on the phone. That's like a fantastic bit.
Why are all these people just hanging up on me? Well, you sound like a black person. What?
Yeah, that scene was like, that was one of the first scenes I saw in cinema where I was like, holy shit, they're just saying some stuff. Yeah, pretty cool movie. It's interesting now because at the time of seeing it, I had never worked a call center job. I now have worked a call center job, so I think if I were to rewatch it, I would get a little bit more out of it, maybe.
That would be really funny revisit for you.
I can make one of those videos where it's like, real bank robber rates Grand Theft Auto 5 and how accurate it is, or something like that. But it's for Sorry to Bother You and working at a call center.
Call center.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Horse penis. So... let me just pull up the next one. The next one was Black K Klansman. This was this? It was Spike Lee, right?
Wait, hold on. You skipped one here.
Oops. Whoopsie.
It's fine.
This one was A Quiet Place. We did watch this one together, right?
I want to say yes.
I'm pretty sure. I just looked up A Quiet Place, and A Quiet Place Part 3 came up. Is that coming out soon? Anyway,
yes.
This movie...
It's a pre-sequel.
...is, it's pretty cool. I feel like the sequel kind of lessened the impact of this movie a bit, because I think it worked pretty well as a standalone horror movie. It was nice to have a horror movie where the entire movie is so quiet, because, like, every little thing becomes terrifying and every little thing becomes a jump scare, but it doesn't feel like, you know, like those like terrible like Blumhouse movies where they jump scare you and play like the big piano sound every time.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
There's little bits of the movie that they set up that are really interesting. I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie, although it's like kind of hard to watch, is the part with the nail on the step. Where that is like that's like you see it and you know it's coming and you're like, Not
Yeah, they keep cutting to the nail. They do a little bit of like, she missed the nail, but then she's about to run back. Oh no, is she? Oh, yeah.
obviously almost none of those were on the top 250. But like I've never seen like Alien or Halloween or Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
I've
when I
seen
was a young
Leprechaun
child-
movies.
Oh God, I was when I was a young kid. I was a kid that was absolutely terrified of horror films. It wasn't until I got into college and everything that I just went, you know what? Horror genre overall is a really cool thing. So I
Yeah.
just went.
And that's how you got
At
over
first.
your fear of like dolls, right?
I kind of refuse to watch Chucky for that reason.
That's okay. We can watch the Annabelle movies.
For the content. For the content. Let's go.
You get like one of the dolls and you have to keep it in your room while you watch it. So yeah, this movie, it's been a long time since I've watched this one. It is kind of similar to Sorry to Bother You in the fact that I don't remember too much of it. I know Adam Driver is in the film, and the character that he plays is pretty fun. The main guy, John David Washington, is pretty great. I remember in particular, there's like the scene where he's like on the phone and like he's pretending to be like a white dude. That scene's really good. It's a movie about him like going undercover to like infiltrate the KKK, pretending to be a white dude. I think they're part of like the police or something. I don't exactly remember.
And
But, I would love to give this a rewatch sometime.
yes, and question: was this the only Spike Lee film that you seen?
Probably.
Okay. I have a bad feeling we're going to watch the remake of Old Boy someday.
Well, I have seen the NBA 2014 story mode, a Spike Lee joint. Does that count? Or whatever year it was, I don't remember.
They tried to make NBA story. Like, was it the story he just gets out of jail to become an NBA player? Or am I thinking of something else?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. All right.
Okay,
moving on.
But for Spike Lee, one film I do want to watch with you is Do the Right Thing.
Okay. Was that like
That's
one of his like good movies?
Yes, it's what got him on the map.
Okay. So I watched mid '90s.
Oh wow.
This was the directorial debut of Jonah Hill. Don't remember anything about the movie besides like the one twist that happens like 3/4 of the way through. It's in 4:3, right? The whole movie, and they do a really good job of like literally just getting the atmosphere of the 90s. I feel like more than a lot of movies that try to emulate it. Like they really tried, and I think everything from how the film looks to like the sets and the characters, I think it's really hard to tell apart from movies that came out at that time.
Also, the kid actors were really good in this film.
Yeah, they were good.
And from what I understood from an interview was those kids never acted before. At least the side characters. I'm not sure about the main kid.
Yeah. This is like one of the only movies I think that's on here that's like a slice of life movie. It's kind of weird. It's interesting.
Coming of life is the term that you're thinking of for films, I want to say.
No, I'm just gonna say
coming
slice
of
age. I guess it's a coming of age film, but I think it's more about the setting than about the main character. Honestly.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the 90s gayer vibes.
How you gonna feel about this one? I have A Star Is Born. Is the next movie that I have on here with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
It's a good film. It's a really good film. I just was not expecting this to be on their list.
I remember watching it in a theater by myself at the last showing at night, and I don't know, the movie kind of like got me into it. I really like the song in the film, like the big song.
Like the theme song.
Yeah, let me see if I can think of it. It's like the
I believe
can't-
Lady Gaga got an Oscar for that song.
Yeah, probably. But I did cry watching this movie, I think, near the end. It was just me, like, in a crowded theater, just like, or sorry, in a theater alone by myself, just sitting in the back, just crying. It was really weird.
Was it the scene where they were like in the truck and that moment was about to happen? I think that's the scene where you were like about to cry, right?
I don't remember. I think it was near the end.
Okay.
I don't remember though.
I know there was one big dramatic moment where it was very terrifying.
The song is really cool. Like, I don't really like pop music or country music really, but the song, it's called "Shallow," is pretty cool. Pretty cool song.
Also, just the overall story was just fascinating to watch, and you never expected Lady Gaga to be an actress, and a good one at it too.
Yeah, she was pretty good in the film. I don't know if Bradley Cooper was any good, but she was pretty good. Bradley Cooper was okay. Anyway, the next film is Ari Aster's film, Hereditary. This was sort of like his directorial debut. Technically, he made a short film before it. It's really interesting. It's a really interesting film. I almost kind of feel like that's my favorite of his because it's so crazy compared to these ones, like the other ones that he's done.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the new one, Boo is Afraid or whatever, and I definitely haven't seen that Sasquatch movie. Probably not going to watch the Sasquatch movie, I don't think.
No. Wait, what was the one before Bo is Afraid? Hereditary. No,
Midsommar?
Midsommar, right. Okay, I was like, what's the one that everyone liked, but I didn't really care for?
So yeah, Hereditary is probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I haven't seen that many horror films. It's going to be a weird comparison, but I'd almost kind of compare it to The Curse in like the like choking level like atmosphere that the movie creates, where you have no idea where it's going, but every second you want it to do something, because every second that's not doing something, it makes you feel more and more like uncomfortable.
Sense of uneasiness.
You feel anxiety watching the film, and then when stuff does happen, it really does pay off, and it's worth it. It's a really good film. Probably one of my favorite horror movies that I've seen. I think maybe it might be my favorite, actually. I'm not sure. There's another movie on here that's a horror film that I like a lot. That's not Us or A Quiet Place or Annihilation. So, yeah, Ari Aster is probably... I don't really know that many directors, so he's probably my favorite director, I guess.
He's such a mixed bag for me.
Even though I've only seen like 3 of his things. Next film is Overlord. I feel like this one...
When did you watch Overlord? That was one okay.
What?
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, the background is Overlord. Kind of obvious. I watched it in theaters or whatever at some point when it came out. You know, there's this weird thing going on where every single movie has been from the same 2018, 2019. It's almost like that was the only time in my life that I've actually watched a bunch of films.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, Overlord is pretty cool. It's the only movie I've seen that's set in World War II, which is weird to say, as far as I can remember.
When it's like a fictional version of it.
Yeah, it is like a alternate history, science fiction horror thing where they're trying to make super soldiers and it's not going super well. Very cool film. I kind of feel like I wish I would have got nominated for something because I feel like it was pretty cool. I don't know what else to say about it. It was a good film.
It was definitely underrated and not a lot of people talked about it.
I don't know who was... Yeah, I feel like it was very not talked about, and one of the reasons for that is that shitty Overlord anime that came out before it and continued after it, where whenever you even try to look it up, that comes up, and that's a shame.
I think Overlord Season 2 was coming out the same time the movie was, and a lot of people were... It was like one of those, like, oh, it's been a couple years.
Yeah. And it's got a 6.6 IMDb rating. Go to the next one. I'm running out of spaces here. Alright, the next one is John Wick Chapter 3. The only John Wick film that I've seen. it takes a lot of courage to go into a movie like John Wick, heavily story focused film. You can barely tell what's going on if you haven't seen the first two films. And by that I mean it's just like 2 hours of him just shooting and killing people. And from what I could tell, it doesn't seem like the story really mattered that much, or was anything that interesting was happening with the story. I was there and I was watching him kill things, and that was cool. Very cool movie.
He's going to be Shadow in the new Sonic movie.
Oh, true. I do also think of Keanu Reeves slightly different as an actor because I am playing through Cyberpunk right now, and Johnny Silverhand is a man. He's a crazy man.
Crazy man.
That's for sure. Yep. All right.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
So this ends the. Okay, so let me go. This list right here is pretty much all the movies that I've seen in that 2018 to 2019 area that I put on here. There were definitely a lot more that I watched. I watched a lot of great films like The Happy Time Murders, great film. The one with the puppets. I watched a bunch of other random movies that were not very good, like that one. So yeah, that was the whole thing. So unfortunately, if I hit this, it'll show two movies. So
I think we can just do double if needed.
We can do this like one more time. So Frey Got Fingered, one of my favorite comedy films. John Green. They paid him a bunch of money so he could shit out this terrible movie. It's kind of a joke. Like, it is like its own. Like, they even make fun of it in the movie. Like, he gets his money for the cartoon, and then he just spends it on jewels. And the joke is that the guy giving him the money is the person who greenlit the movie and decided to give John Green money. There's several scenes in the movie of him jacking off animals. Many other iconic scenes include the backwards man scene, the sausages,
the running gag of the little kid getting the shit beaten out of him, and he just goes, "I'm okay."
That one's a really good note, because there was a thing where at the end of the movie that kid gets sucked into the back of an airplane, and so their solution, their solution to that was that they resubmitted it, and they had ADR of the kid saying, "I'm okay, Dad, I'm okay," despite him going through getting incredible. Like the Incredible movie, sucked into a jet, a jet because turbine.
Wearing a cape,
yeah. So that movie's wild. I think my other favorite scene is the proud one. That one's pretty good, where he's like, "Make your daddy proud," and he's like, "Proud."
Oh, we can talk about that movie for days.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. That is probably the best film ever created, except for Kung Pao Enter the Fist, of course, which is an even better film.
Okay, I think I'm starting to see the list here, the pattern that you have established here.
Possibly one of the best films ever created. I mean, there's so many quotes from this movie that I quote all the time. I think the one I say the most is probably "You go that way, I'll go home." That one's one of my favorite, even though it's this very minor one. I'm trying to say the Radio Shack one more. That one's pretty funny. This movie is obviously not anything like the other ones, because this is a comedy dub over two different Chinese movies that they splice together to create a movie, and then they CG in the main actor into the movie, and he has a tongue with a face, and that's why he's the chosen one.
It just works, and it's fascinating to see how it works.
I think after rewatching it recently, there's a lot more slow moments than I really remember. I would say there's only a good bit every couple minutes, but it's enough to get through the film. At least to get to the cow scene, which I think, powers you through the rest of the movie, because that scene is... it's cinema. Kino.
We trained him wrong on purpose as a joke.
Yeah. R.I.P. that guy. Your fist to my face style.
But I am in due for a rewatch because it's been a hot minute with that one.
Oh, I have a wound there. This could be good for both of us. Yeah, it's wild.
It's going to be a. Oh, okay.
The next movie is Holes.
And Halloween Town?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to hijack this for a second. We finally hit the first film on Eric's list that I have not seen.
Holes or Halloween Town?
Halloween Town.
You haven't seen Halloween Town?
I have not seen Halloween Town.
I know what I'm suggesting. Halloween Town, baby.
Oh boy.
See, we've kind of entered into the section of movies that I watched as a child. Holes being one of them. I watched this one quite a bit as a child. It's a pretty cool movie. It's got Shia LaBeouf, right? He's the main guy. Young Shia LaBeouf before he became an internet meme.
Before he made the biggest mistake of his life, and that was deciding to be in the Transformers movies.
I mean, that was probably like his best like financial decision that he's ever made. But you know,
yes, it was.
I mean, it's no Disturbia, you know, but he had to collect those paychecks. Anyway, Holes is a really cool movie. It's probably like one of the best Disney Channel original movies because it's almost like a real film. Like, people got guns and they can die, kind of, and there's a lot of interesting characters and story going on. They flash back a lot to have like this fleshed out world, and it all ties up at the end in like a really cool way. I really like that film a lot.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to know what that jar thing tastes like when they hung out under that boat.
It tastes like milkshake.
Yeah,
or no, that's the onion actually.
It's like the onion.
The jar is like peach tea or something. It's like 100-year-old peach tea. You'd probably die if you drank that. I don't know why they thought that was okay.
I always wanted to try that when I was younger. I just always wanted to know.
I don't know why, but when I was younger, I was stupid, and I thought like the onion actually tastes like milkshake, but it was just an onion. I don't know why I'm so stupid. Yeah, that movie's cool. Next movie that we have is Halloween Town. This was one of the... So Wayne has not seen this movie because, you know, he's uncultured.
I always seen trailers for it every time, but I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh, we're doing it on Friday night, and I'm like,
I would say
with my parents that night or something.
I would say it's kind of like the anime or the like live action equivalent of like Scary Godmother is probably what I would compare it to, except it's like a Disney Channel original movie. So like it's about like these children who their mom is like a witch. For some reason they go to Halloween Town, which is like a place that's like filled with like witches and warlocks and skeletons and stuff. I don't really remember the plot. There's like 5 of these movies. She has to help her grandmother save Halloween Town from evil forces.
Yeah, I only remember Halloween Town 1, 2, 3, and then I think like 4 was like a different Return to Halloween Town or something like that.
Oh, I fucked it up.
I was right. Okay.
I fucked it up. Oh, of course it would work like that. I'm stupid. Yeah, so the next 2 movies are Midsommar and Joker.
Okay, Joker was one of the movies on the list of the IMDb that was like, yeah, he watched this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so we watched Midsommar together. You said that you didn't like that one as much. I liked it quite a bit. I think one of the weirdest things I've heard about the movie is, like, I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how the scene came on where, like, there's, like, the old couple on top of a rock, and they, like, kill themselves, you know, off the top of the rock.
Yeah, they, like, jump off the cliff onto the rock.
And they said that they were laughing out loud watching that scene, which is, the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Like, a movie that, like, starts out on, like, this lady, like, committing suicide, killing, or, the son, I think,
Uh,
committed suicide and killed like their whole family besides the main character. Like I really
really
like the
sets the
setup.
mood.
Yeah, that and like the whole setup for the movie is great. Where like it's like the boyfriend who wants to break up with her, but he's like feels kind of awkward about doing it. Like right after that happens, so he ends up going with her on her scholarly trip to Sweden to
Yeah,
go,
Sweden.
get everyone murdered and everything. I feel like it probably doesn't make me as uncomfortable as Hereditary does. The fact that it still manages to do so, I would say quite a bit, and it's like probably like the most well lit movie possible because of like the whole thing where like the sun is out for like 20 hours or something a day.
It almost felt like the whole movie just took place at 1 p.m. the whole time, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but I feel like with that, it still made me feel very uncomfortable. And I mean, there's a couple scenes that I think are as memorable, if not more memorable, than a lot of Hereditary. The sex scene is very memorable. I think we like looked at each other during it and we are like, "What the fuck
We
is
were
happening?"
like, oh
Like,
boy.
I think we were both really uncomfortable because not just because it was a sex scene, but because of like
Just the
the
whole
context of
context
it in the
behind it,
film
yeah.
and like what was happening. Oh yeah, it's
So I think the only thing I should say is I think I was a big fan of Midsummer just because I thought he could better from what I saw in Hereditary. But I would say like, oh, I hate Midsummer. It's a movie that I still would love to watch and stuff. Um, and then I would love to watch Beau is Afraid with you because I want to hear your reaction with that movie.
alright. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, so I mean, it's definitely something that I would want to watch at some point because I am a big fan of this director. I think the biggest thing for me is like I really love both of these Ari Aster films, but I don't know if I would want to even rewatch them because the like how bad they make you feel and like the anxiety that they give you, like it doesn't feel healthy to watch them.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it
no,
feels
I
like
get
I'm gonna
that.
have a heart attack.
I do want to watch Midsummer's director's cut.
Oh, there's a
There is
director's
that.
cut? Is there like more scenes or something?
Yes, from what I understand.
Okay. Joker is a movie. Yeah, I heard that this movie is like a ripoff of other movies, like Taxi
Taxi
Driver
Driver
and King of
and
Comedy.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't know. I haven't seen those movies. I
me
did,
either.
however, watch Joker. I gotta say, after watching Joker, I think my biggest takeaway is that all I have are negative thoughts. Uh,
Oh,
he does the little dance on the stairs. I like how that's on the cover.
it is a very good iconic scene.
I don't think I've seen Joaquin Phoenix in any other movie, but I thought he was pretty good in the movie. Apparently, he's in Gladiator. Oh, he's in Boo is Afraid. Wait, is that him on the
Yeah,
cover?
yep, that's him.
He's the main
He's the
actor
main
in
character.
that,
Yeah,
and
yep.
he looks so different. That's so weird.
Yeah, because in Joker he's like extremely skinny and all
Yeah.
that, but in Beau Afraid, he's like just like your typical American body of just slightly overweight, but not like fat. It's like his body transformation is fascinating to see.
Oh, I actually have seen him in a movie. That's will come later on the list. He's also in M. Night Shyamalan movies. He's in Signs and The Village. All
Oh.
right. I don't know what else to say about the movie. I feel like I should probably watch the other two movies that it's like heavily inspired by at some point. I hear those are pretty good.
That should definitely be on our list because I have not seen those either.
Okay. But you have seen Joker.
Yes.
Um,
So you and I will be in the
yeah.
same
But have you
boat
seen
for
The
that.
People's Joker though?
That was showing at my movie theater at the Music Box a couple days ago, but I just never got a chance to go.
Okay.
I didn't even know what it was about.
It's like a
It's like a retelling.
it's a movie about like it's actually a movie about like trans like stuff. I don't know if you knew that.
Ye-
That's kind of what it's
No,
about.
like
That's why
like
there was a
from
bunch
what?
of people in uproar on Twitter because like they thought it was the sequel to like people who don't know how to use the
Oh.
internet or are just stupid thought it was the sequel to the Joker
Oh
movie.
no. And then those people just got
Yep.
no.
Those people who post like that guy who's like I'm the Joker baby.
Oh.
I don't really know what
Poor
else to say about Joker. It's like a piece about a guy and he goes crazy and I kind of wish it wasn't called Joker. I kind of wish it was just its own thing cuz I mean, that's what King of Comedy and Taxi Driver are, right? But
Yeah.
now it's the DC universe that's not tied to anything else. Well, I guess it is tied to the Batman, right? Because it's like it's supposed to be that character in that universe or whatever. This is the cut
I
scene
don't know,
that had no.
honestly.
There's a cut scene that has the Joaquin Phoenix Joker in it. That was supposed to be like part of the after credits, but they cut it. I think it was, and then like I watched it, and like you can't even understand what he's saying, and it's like a terrible scene. Anyway, on to the next film.
Don't worry,
I did the wrong
I'm, like,
one.
looking away.
The next film on the list is The Shining. I have the wrong one on here. This is Making The Shining, but I have this one on here.
The picture is cool enough, and we know it's The Shining.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know that I've seen The Shining?
I was unsure, to be honest, because I thought The Shining was one of those films that you just reference a lot, but never seen it.
Well, I have seen Ready Player One, right? So it's kind of like I've seen The Shining.
No.
What is that one tweet about like the CG or whatever in The Shining?
So,
Can you preface this for me again?
yeah, so the tweet was somebody watching a YouTube video where the guy was a special effect creator, and he was like, it would have been so much easier to make the red blood flowing through in CGI, and then you can have the characters from Ready Player One in it, and it would have been much better. It's so much bullshit. It's so painful.
Yeah.
I'll send you. I think I have that tweet still bookmarked. I can send it to you so you can put in the link for.
Yeah, I kind of blacked out after making my list, so I'm kind of hoping Ready Player One shows up at some point, you know. Okay, so I want to tell you a funny story. I think I probably watched The Shining in the most unique setting possible.
Ooh.
So, I watched The Shining when I was with a family member. Any idea like what relation that family member was to me? Like any guesses?
Was it your younger sister?
No. I think I watched Us with my older sister. I think
Okay.
I think I did. It was either that or we watched some other movie. But anyway, I watched The Shining with my grandmother.
Okay. It's
So back when I was like a caregiver for her for a couple months before, everyone hates her. So it's like nobody like wants to be around her. So like you kind of do that, like you be in her life and help her for a little while, and then you realize that she is an insufferable person. She's literally like the grandma from The Sopranos. But one day when I was hanging out there with her, I saw that The Shining was on. I was like, "Oh, The Shining! I've heard of that movie." And she's like, "Oh, cool. You want to watch it?" And I was like, "I guess." So we watched it together, and that was a really weird experience.
That's fascinating.
I really don't
remember
know,
you
like,
telling me that story now.
I don't know, like, well, I mean, there wasn't like she didn't really talk that much during the movie that I can really remember, but it was a weird experience. I think that's the only movie I've seen with Jack Nicholson in it. I don't know what other movies he's in.
He was in one of the Batman films as the Joker.
I haven't seen those Batman movies.
I just never remember what Batman movie it
Oh,
was
he is in
called.
another movie that I've seen that is on this list. Who's in Mars Attack? Let's go.
Ooh, I did not know that.
Assuming this isn't just lying, because you never really know. Oh yeah, he's in that. He's in that terrible like Shining like theory movie. You know, Room 237, where like
Oh,
one of like the theories is like interesting and the rest are like stupid bullshit.
bad. Just kind of made up on the spot kind of
Have
thing.
you seen the sequel to The Shining, Lane?
Doctor Sleep? No, I have not.
No, I meant Ready Player One.
Oh, god damn it.
Uh, I don't know.
I'm
Ready
mad
Player
that I
One.
walked
It's
into
really
that.
not the sequel. It's more like the definitive remastering. You know, of The Shining. Okay,
think the
you're
part that-
actually like your reaction is funny.
I'm getting brain damage because I'm not upset that The Shining was in the movie. I'm more upset because when I first watched the movie, I'm like, oh, cool. You're going to do the movie part from one of my favorite movies, and that's War Games, right? Oh,
Yeah, I've never seen the War Games.
why are they doing The Shining?
But I did read Ready Player One, so I was also expecting that to happen when I was
Yeah.
watching Ready Player One. Yeah, I was like, I think I had actually seen The Shining at that point, so I was kind of like, whoa, The Shining, I know what that is.
Pointing at the screen.
All right, and the next movie is Baby Driver, which we watched together. We watched together with one of our friends.
And fun fact, I still have that movie ticket in my wallet.
Oh, that's cute. So yeah, that movie, you know, has everyone's favorite actor, Kevin Spacey, in it. You know, good thing nothing bad has happened with Kevin Spacey recently.
At least Jamie Foxx is still a good guy.
Is he? I don't
was-
know. I don't know. Did he do a
I
bad
was
thing?
like, wait, I was like, wait, hold on.
I'm kind of afraid to like Google things. You know, like you never
Yeah,
know what's gonna come up. Honestly, so yeah, I watched Baby Driver. It's one of my favorite films. I would say it's probably in my top 10 somewhere. It's an action thriller, and then it doesn't tell you the third genre, which is, of course, it's a musical. It doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have like spoken word like songs, but it is definitely a musical.
it is a musical because Edgar Wright, the director,
Yeah,
the first thing he wrote for the script was the soundtrack.
yeah, which is very cool. I mean, if you've seen anything from the film, you can literally watch the 6-minute opening clip on YouTube, and it is like one of the strongest starts to a film that I've seen. It's very memorable. I really like this movie. The romance and plot isn't that strong, but like everything else is pretty cool.
The Michael Myers mask bit.
He's the Boss Baby driver. That was like the meme around the time because Boss Baby came out at the same time, so people were like Boss Baby driver or whatever. You know, that was like a funny joke that people did.
People are photoshopping Boss Baby's head onto the
Ansel
main
Elgort.
character's head.
Yeah. Yeah, Edgar Wright's cool. I have seen. Oh, I probably should have put Shaun of the Dead on this list. I've seen.
okay,
I forgot. I forgot about that movie. I've seen Shaun of the Dead, and I've seen the one that he did after that. It was pretty
The
good.
one with the cops.
Yeah.
I always forget what that one's called, but did you know he did a trilogy of
Yeah,
those?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's Hot Fuzz.
Because the third one is
The
End
World's
of the
End.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world's end.
Yep. I know. No, the third one's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's a weird trilogy, but you know, it works.
Yeah, it was weird how they brought Michael Sarah into it at the very end, but that was very brave of them.
Yeah. I hope they come out with a sequel to this movie one day because it's cool. It's got some cool action scenes, lots of cool driving stunts, much cooler than the Fast and the Furious.
I listen to the soundtrack every once in a while.
Yeah, the soundtrack's
I-
cool. They have like that one Run the Jewels song. Isn't that the one that they play in Invincible too, right?
I want to say yes.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the music video for that one? It's pretty cool. It's just like a bunch of like guys in suits in a courtroom. It's really weird.
I have not.
Okay.
So, Eric, I was about to type in Baby Driver, and my brain
You typed
just
in Boss
started
Baby?
type Boss Baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next two are so I couldn't remember all the movies that I've seen because I have a very bad memory. So I may have put a couple movies in here just to mess with Lane. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but there's at least one, that could be coming up soon. That
It's the fucking Green Book, is it?
Wayne, I think it's just because you're racist. I think that's why you don't like Green Book. Because there's no such thing as a bad representation or lazy writing. It's just you're racist. I think that's the problem. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Did you get a degree in racial theory when you were at college, or no?
No,
Okay.
You just have the game show buzzer noise go off.
It's gonna be really hard to do that Boondocks idea that I was thinking about if you don't have like a African American studies degree, because it's gonna come off a little like we don't know what we're talking about,
Uh-oh.
So I have 3 billboards on here. I should probably rewatch this movie. I don't remember it very well. I do remember what the 3 billboards is kind of about. That was one that I think is supposed to be up here because it's part of the movies that I watched during that time. Same with Green Book, I think. 3 Billboards was nominated for Best Picture, right? I think.
Yes.
I don't think it won, though. I think something else won. I think Green Book won, actually. Right?
No, I believe we had this discussion and we got the years mixed up.
Yeah, because it fucking it lies, dude. It lied to me.
I want to say one of my favorite scenes in that was when she gets mad at the dentist and just starts drilling the dentist's hand with the drill.
So I think
was it the fingernail?
I don't remember. I literally don't remember this scene. I remember the scenes with the billboards where the guy's like driving, and then I remember the scene where there's like a guy who gets like horribly burned, right? And I remember that, and that's pretty much it. I can't remember anything else.
So back on the Best Picture, what beat 3 Billboards was
Shape of Water, right?
The Shape of Water.
Yeah, it came out a year before Green Book. That's that. So we have 5 more movies, so let's keep moving. I should probably rewatch this movie. I'm definitely going to rewatch Green Book. I think I'm going to override the rules, and we're going to watch Green Book every episode from now on.
I'm just rolling my eyes at that.
Do this. We're just going to reveal the next 5, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Okay. I'm going to try and ignore all the others. Let's just go to the first one over there. What's that one that I don't recognize? Yeah.
This is A Few Good Men.
Okay, that's one I haven't seen.
Okay. So these 3 movies right here are movies that I watched in school. A Few Good Men we watched in my law class, I think. This is A Few Good Men is the You Can't Handle the Truth scene. That's what that's from. Where it's like a guy like Jack Nicholson is in this movie. And Tom Cruise. I just realized there's another movie that is that I think I watched in school. I thought A Few Good Men was a different movie, I think. Kill a Mockingbird. We read that book and watched it in English class. So we're just gonna skip past that. I don't know. I don't really remember the movies that well, besides like those important scenes. His name is Atticus Finch, and the guy died. He was like climbing the fence or something. Anyway, so Hotel Rwanda is.
That's one I have not seen either. So
it is. I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna read a little bit from the plot synopsis
Yeah. Is this like a historical
Yes,
style? Okay.
it is based on the Rwandan genocide, which occurred in the spring of 1994. And it's about this guy who tries to save his family and a bunch of people. But yeah, it's a very important movie. We should probably rewatch this at some point. Anyway, it was on the IMDb. Let me see what it was at, because I'm pretty sure it's pretty high actually.
Okay, because I was gonna say, this is the first time I
It's got
heard
Don
of that
Cheadle
film.
in it. Yeah,
So,
it is. It was. Oh, it's 218, so it's like on the cusp of 250.
but that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next couple movies on here are just like Marvel slop movies. The
Yeah.
first Guardians of the Galaxy movie was pretty cool. Remember when right as Chris Pratt got his big break, he wasn't Mario yet. He was just
Yeah,
that guy who fell into a hole. Parks and Rec.
Yeah, just he was just living out of his van, trying to live the dream of being a big known actor. Got a couple roles here and there, and
Yeah.
then
And then he
Guardians
became
of the
like one of the
Galaxy.
most famous actors of all time.
Also the most memeable.
And he's Mario.
And he's going to be Garfield next month when that movie comes out.
Oh, okay. And then, I mean, I do like the story of Guardians of the Galaxy. I've actually played the game that came out. It's a pretty cool game. I really think that out of all the Marvel characters, I do think that the Star-Lord Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, from what I know of it, is cool.
Yeah.
I like Star-Lord's story with like his mom and dad and stuff. I think it's pretty interesting.
Did you ever see
I haven't seen the
2 or
third
3?
one. I haven't seen the third one. I've seen the second one.
Okay. Because the
Um,
second one was with his dad.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've seen Avengers Infinity War. That was kind of a weird movie for me to watch because I didn't see the first 2 Avenger movies. And I also haven't seen... I didn't see
most of the Marvel.
I didn't see any of the Captain America movies. I think I saw the Iron Man movies. I didn't see the Hulk movies. I saw Guardians 1, but not 2, I think, before I watched Infinity War.
Honestly, you didn't really miss too much in the sense of context.
No, I missed a
because
lot.
Oh, okay.
From the movies that I watched, like, I didn't know who Hawkeye or Black Widow or Captain America or Bucky. The only Thor movie I watched was the first one, which did not provide very much context. I really didn't watch very many of the movies. I think it was still pretty cool. Thanos, he's a cool guy. He's a big purple guy. He's twerking. He's got the Thanos car. Should have aimed for the head.
Who played Thanos?
Fortnite.
Because he was like Thanos.
I just said Fortnite. Fortnite.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, sure. Some guy.
What?
I don't know.
Wait, he was the kid from the Goonies?
The Gooning?
The Goonies.
The
Wait, you never
Gooning?
seen?
Wayne, we watched the Goonies together at your house.
Right, yeah, because I forced you to.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
was like,
it's
you
not a
haven't
very good
seen-
movie. It's.
It was
Wayne, I'm sure you have
placed,
fond memories for it, just like I have fond memories of Halloween Town. You know.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So yeah, this is the top 25 live action films. I haven't seen any movies at all. 23 of these are from 2 years where I was next to a theater. 3 of them were from movies that I had to watch for school. 2 of them are like Marvel slop movies. 2 of them are like haha funny meme movies, and then like 2 or 3 of them are movies that I watched as a child. So yeah.
Okay, I knew there was
Movies.
going to be 1 or 2 films that I haven't seen that was going to be on your list. I was not expecting Halloween Town to be one of those.
Yeah, it's on there. I don't know. It probably should have been Sky High instead, but
Oh man.
so what we're gonna do, Lane, is we're gonna flip a coin. All right, Lane, do you want heads or tails?
Let's go with heads.
Okay, it's heads. So you get to pick the first movie, Lane. What is it gonna be?
Wait, I'm picking the. Oh god.
Yeah, because you won the flip.
Okay. Let's do. 7.
7. Okay.
It is number 19 on the IMDb. 1995. Drafted by David Fincher.
Okay. So we're starting with 7. Okay. So yeah, before the next time we do this, which I don't know when we'll do it again, we'll have both seen 7. I think it's really gonna depend on what the movie is, but for this one, we'll probably watch it separate, I imagine. So yeah, if you watch the podcast, I guess, and you haven't seen the movie 7, or you want to rewatch it to refresh yourself for the review, it has Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman in it. Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with what this movie is about, sort of. It's about, like, hunting a serial killer, and there's, like, the 7 deadly sins. I figured I should probably talk about this now. But, like, obviously I know some things about movies. That's pretty much all I know about the movie. Is this the What's in the Box movie? Or is that a different movie?
Okay, since you know that, yes.
Okay, it is the What's in the Box.
Okay.
That was a good guess.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, are you changing your answer now?
Well, okay, you sounded disappointed, and then I keep forgetting you
No.
watch a lot of YouTube.
I don't know any of the twists in the movie. I just know that the famous What's in the Box scene is from this movie.
Okay, but you don't know what's in the box.
No, I don't know what's in the box.
Okay, we're so fucking back. Let's watch the movie.
When I see what's in the box, I'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, I think I knew what was in the box," but I can't think of what's in the box right now. So,
Okay.
comment down below what's in the box. Okay, don't do that. Comment down below other movies that you think we should watch. Up the top of my head, a couple that might be, kind of influential, kind of interesting to think about watching. Shawshank, Schindler's List, Godfather, maybe Lord of the Rings. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. Pulp
And,
Fiction, Fight Club, The Matrix will probably be in the future. Terminator.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs. Psycho. Gladiator. Can we get a quote from The Sopranos? No? I don't know.
We have to. Sorry, we've been watching The Sopranos, and there's a character that just
Whiplash.
talks about-
That one's pretty popular, right? Alien. Be a nice one. Apocalypse Now.
Aliens is a horror film I want to watch that I have not seen. So
Yeah. Old Boy. The non-remake, I think. Star Wars. Have you seen Star Wars? Of course I haven't seen Star Wars. Green Book, of course. Don't forget Green Book. The Truman Show. There Will Be Blood. It's also like in a desert. I don't know what it's called. Jurassic Park is a movie. Oh, No Country for Old Men. That's the one I was thinking of.
Close this podcast for next week. We're going to watch 7.
Any last things to say? I don't think so.
No, I think we're pretty good on that. It's Saya
We've
for
said
7.
a lot of words. Yeah, the movie is 7. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end. It's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.